attack music.
Oh, I see how this shit go down. I see how these niggas moving. It's not a problem. I can adapt to it. Check. When you get a little paper.
Hey YouTube, RKing01SXM here with a deck build. I've been working on this build for quite some time now, and I finally got all the cards that I needed to make it. It's a Chaos Ninja deck, and with their favorite side partners, the Dragons. This deck is very explosive, very competitive, and trust me, it gets no better than this. I find this is the best build for if you're gonna be combining ninjas with any other asset in the game right now. And here we go. Let's take a look. Alright, in my build, I run 3 Hanzos. This is basically the heart and soul of the entire deck. Without him, you wouldn't get a lot of combos going. When he's normal summon, you go for 1 ninjutsu art trap card in your deck. When he's special summon, you can add a ninja warrior from your deck to your hand. Very good. Then we have his side partner, which is the Upstart Golden Ninja. Perfect card. Level 4 light warrior monster. When he is normal summoned, I can pitch a trap card from my hand to special summon another ninja warrior from the deck. Usually paired off with to go with Hanzo. Alright, so I run 3 of those, and that's basically the end of the ninja engine in the deck. Okay, we move on to Eclipse Wyvern. I run 3 of these. This is a very classic card. This card is broken in so many ways, it's unbelievable. This card, when he's sent from the field to the graveyard, you get to remove a level 7 or higher dark dragon type monster from your deck and put it out of play. And when it's removed from the graveyard out of play by any means whatsoever, you add that monster to your hand. Great card. So I run 3 of those. And then moving on to the bigger dragons, I run 1 Dark Flare Dragon, primarily because, not only because of it being a level 5, but also because of its effect. I can send 1 dragon type monster from my hand and 1 from my deck to target a monster in my graveyard and remove it from play. It's like a +1 when paired off with Eclipse Wyvern. Very good combo. I only run 1 Dark Flare Dragon, then 1 Light Pulsar Dragon. Running 2 really pretty much clogs up the hand. You don't want too much of these big guys in your hand. You prefer them either in the graveyard or out of play. His effect, where you can send 1 light and 1 dark monster from your hand to the graveyard if he's in the graveyard and special summon it, or if he's in your hand, you can remove a light and dark from your graveyard and special summon it from your hand. And when he's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 level 5 or higher, dark type, dragon type monster from your graveyard. And then we have one of the key cards of the deck as well, Dark Arm Dragon. Self-explanatory. And then for the level 8s, I run 1 Dark Horus and 1 Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. A lot of XYZs happen a lot these days, including myself. And when you run this card, it makes it a lot easier, especially when you're facing cards like Utopia that like to negate your attack. He attacks, no problem. You want to negate it, doesn't matter. We go out of play. Clear that field. And then we have the main dragon of the deck, which is Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. This card is broken in this deck. You can remove from play 1 face-up dragon type monster on the field to special summon him from your hand, and once per turn you can special summon 1 dragon type monster from your graveyard. This card is crazy. I run 2 of those. And last but not least, the big boy, BLS, self-explanatory. That was the end of the monsters. Now moving on to the magics. I run 2 magic planters for draw power. A lot of times you find your opponent removing the monsters from the field and leaving the trap cards that bring them out still there. They don't become a waste when you have magic planter in play. Magic planter allows you to send it to the graveyard and draw 2 cards. It's crazy. So why not? For spell and trap destruction, 2 mystical space typhoons. I used to run 3, but there's another card I side decked it for that I'm running as main right now because it's creating a lot of power plays in the deck. Another power play magic card in this deck is Dragon's Mirror. I run so much dragons in the deck that I'm allowed to play this card even if I have a few out of play. Great card. Reinforcement of the army, of course. Add either Hanzo or Golden Upstart Ninja to your hand from the deck. Allure of Darkness, you run a lot of darks, so why not for drawing power? Smashing Ground, I only run 1 because a lot of times I end up being able to run over cards like Thunder King Ryo. If I'm not able to at that point in time, Smashing Ground is there. One of the most powerful power play cards in the deck is Monster Slots. I usually play this when I have an Eclipse Wyvern in the graveyard and I summon one of my ninjas. It's like a +1. Doesn't matter. You target a level 4 in the graveyard and the level 4 on the field. You remove the Wyvern from play, you get its effect, you add the dragon to your hand, you draw a card. If it's a level 4, you special summon it. Most times, I end up getting Hanzo special summoned by this effect, which is a +1 for me. So great card to run. And of course, with a lot of removing from play, sometimes you might want to keep some of those materials in the graveyard, so Burial from the Different Dimension helps me do that. Pot of Duality, sorry, really helps with drawing power and getting those combos going. Helps you to set up, and yeah, great power card. Magical Mallet, I run 1 because a lot of times you end up having a lot of the big monsters in your hand, and so to change that around and give yourself a little bit more of a leverage against your opponent, you don't want to really send them to the graveyard at a point in time. You rather put them back in the deck so that when you run the trap cards, they come out as how they should. Alright, 1 replacement card. I think this was the card that I changed over from the 1 mystical space, or side deck the mystical space for, was Monster Reincarnation. This card is very good in this deck. A lot of times when you have BLS, especially in your hand, you special summon him, he gets removed from the field. Even for some of the dragons or even Hanzo himself, this card allows you to get rid of that dragon or that card in your hand to go back for that monster that you need at that point in time. Future Fusion, same as Dragon's Mirror. A lot of dragons in the deck, you get a lot of opportunities to run them, and it really creates a lot of diversity in the deck. And Heavy Storm staple, and last but not least, Monster Reborn staple. Okay, that was the magics. Now to the traps. In this format, I run 2 super transformations. Probably the most broken trap card in the entire game. Tribute a ninja monster, special summon a dragon, a sea serpent or dinosaur type, which is equal to the total levels. This card creates so much problems for your opponent. It is great. Nothing beats more than getting to your opponent's head by sending their monsters to the graveyard for your monster to come out. Great card. There we go. And then I run also 2 ninjutsu arts of freezing. Sometimes the super transformations are spent and I still end up having Hanzo being summoned to the field. Ninjutsu Arts of Freezing, flip it face up with a ninja monster on the field. negate an attack, end the battle phase. It's a one-turn stall moment. You need it in this deck. And I run 2 of those. Then of course you have the Solemn Brigade, 2 warnings, and a Judgment. And then last but not least, because of a lot of monsters going out of play, Return from the Different Dimension. I love to have this card set, and I'm very confident with this card, Solemn Judgment, and Dragon's Mirror in my hand. Great. It's a very win-win situation, even though you're paying like more than half of your life points for it. Alright, that was the main deck. Now on to the extra deck, which is quite small. Don't really need anything much in here, because most of the power is coming from the dragons in the deck themselves. But if you do get chance to XYZ summon, I do not do any synchron in this deck. I will be changing the format of this deck soon, so that I can do some synchro summoning, which is quite needed at some point in time. But for now, with the extra deck, I just run 2 Blade Armor Ninjas, which is quite easy to bring out with the Hanzo Upstart Golden combo. I run 1 number 10 Illuminate, basically for draw power. And also for material in the graveyard for BLS. And then I run 2 Utopias, number 39, 1 Utopia Ray, ultra rare. Because I pay so much life points in the deck, it's quite easy to bring him out as a last resort. And last but not least, 1 FHD. Target for Future Fusion and Dragon's Mirror. Okay, YouTube, that was my Chaos Dragon Ninja deck. Rate, comment, subscribe. I'm open to any how should I say this, constructive criticism. If there's anything that you think I should change in the deck, please let me know. And R King SXM01 out. Holla.